So the Modern Warfare 3 beta has obviously come and gone now, and it does have me feeling a little bit concerned, honestly, about the future of Call of Duty. Probably not in the way that you think. And today I wanted to go over all of that for you guys. Now, if you are interested in more shooter content, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. And if you do enjoy general gaming stuff as well, be sure to check out the new gaming channel, Sammy Boy Gaming. We are going to be doing a setup tour at 1K subscribers, so make sure you don't miss out on that. But with that being said, let's get stuck right into it. Now, I have just done a full-on beta review on the channel just the other day, so if you want to see my full thoughts on the game, be sure to check that one out. But kind of for a quick summary of that, because it does actually pertain to this video as well, I will say that I thought the beta felt better than Modern Warfare 2 already. I think it really does correct a lot of the issues with the franchise that I've had over the years, and also obviously the entire community has had a lot of stuff, even just in recent years, in terms of the movement and all that kind of thing. Poor map design, it does correct a lot of those issues, and so I will say it is probably an improvement on the previous game. But with that being said, I do also think it does still have plenty of issues that will no doubt probably make me sick of the game within the next few months, which is obviously unfortunate to think about. Now, what I said earlier about having some slight concerns about the future of Call of Duty, that doesn't actually necessarily come with this game itself, rather what they've actually done with the game and what might happen if this game is super successful, which I'll straight up say right now, this will be the highest selling game of the year once again. I have a feeling this may actually break Call of Duty records because it is being received really well by the community, and it's also got that nostalgia factor too. Obviously all the previous Modern Warfare 2 maps, they're going to be in the game, and so I do think this game will be very, very successful. And unfortunately, I do think that actually may come with more negative things than positive things. What I mean by that is that realistically, this game is a $70 DLC that has 16 maps, all of which are just recycled Modern Warfare 2 maps from the past, which, don't get me wrong, they're some of my favorite maps ever, so I am very keen to play on them. But we do all have to agree, even if you like that, like myself, that is a bit of a shortcut in terms of they're not making brand new maps. They're not putting in all that crazy effort to try and design some really new cool stuff. They're literally just taking it from previous games. And then in terms of just the general gameplay, it is nearly identical to the previous game in Modern Warfare 2, with pretty much just some small changes that the community has been essentially crying for the last few years, and especially when it comes to the movement since Modern Warfare 2 came out. So no matter which way you want to spin it, whether people are super positive about this game or super negative, I don't think anyone can realistically tell me that they don't agree. This game is realistically a glorified $70 DLC pack, seeing as, like I said, they're not all brand new maps, they are just redone. The gameplay feels pretty much identical, and outside of that, the only changes are ones that we've been essentially crying for since last year. Now, while it is good that they've made those changes, they are essentially saying by putting them in the next game, well, we could patch these issues for Modern Warfare 2 in terms of, changing the movement around. They've done a lot of stuff with perks to kind of remove the campy gameplay. There are a lot of positive changes in here, but instead of patching those issues for Modern Warfare 2, you know what? We'll just sell them for the next game instead and put a $70 price tag on it. So that right there is what I'm getting at when I mean I am slightly concerned about the future of the game. If this game does sell well, which, like I said, I would put the house on it that it will, that does set a scary precedent moving forward that they can just essentially do whatever they want because they know it is going to sell well. What this could mean is that obviously any issues we have with Modern Warfare 3 a month or two after launch, instead of just fixing them during the live service for this game, they can essentially just say, well, we're just going to wait until Call of Duty 2024 and we'll just fix them for that game and sell them for another $70. That essentially means that Call of Duties moving forward could end up just in their final state at launch. We'll obviously get more content, but the games will never change. They won't fix issues. They won't, add or remove perks that are broken. They will just launch the game, the state that it's in, outside of genuine game-breaking issues. Of course, they'll fix those. But if there's stuff that we don't like, they'll just leave them. And then the next Call of Duty, they'll just remove it. We'll all be happy about it, pay another $70, and they're just actually doing what they should be doing for free in the current iteration of the game. Now, I do think if Call of Duty were to go free to play, for example, and really just focus on being fun, but still monetizing well enough that they can obviously still make their money, although none of us care about the income, at the end of the day, we want Call of Duty to be making good money because then that means they'll continue to invest in it. Well, I do think that that would potentially solve these issues because, like I said, if it was free instead of a $70 DLC pack, then I don't think anyone would care. I would gladly just have played Modern Warfare 2, didn't really like it, and then I would just go, all right, I'll wait till the next free game in Modern Warfare 3 and I'll just play it then, because then at that point it really is just almost a live service in the form of giving us a new game every year, and it is still free. Then realistically that's not that much different than a live service. They're just doing it in term, the big updates come as a new game instead of a new update every month, for example. So that is one way that they could do it, and it wouldn't be really as like scummy as it is currently, but unfortunately they just will never do that. They sell way too well. They probably make billions on just general sales, and then they obviously make more billions on the skins. So they're never going to change that, unfortunately, but for me that would be one way that they could really fix that, and that would also get more people in the door as well, not having to pay $70 to play each iteration of the game. The fact that these are $70 each time, it does kind of concern me that people will literally just buy anything that Call of Duty puts out, and then the quality will continue to drop because they're going to look at the sales and go, okay, we just pretty much did a half-assed version of Modern Warfare 2 for the next game, and it's now, you know, potentially our highest selling game ever. Well, we'll just continue doing that moving forward. The next game will just be like a Black Ops remaster, and it will just have all the previous maps, which, don't get me wrong, I would definitely still be very keen on that. But at what point is that, you know, getting into that scummy territory? If it was a cheaper game, if it was like $30 or $40 and they kind of rehashed old content, that's fine in my opinion. But when it's $70, I really do think that that is bordering on scamming. The fact that they're just rehashing previous content, and then, like I said, any issues the game have, they just don't fix them in that live service. They wait till the next one and they sell those fixes for another $70. It does also just mean that they don't really need to worry about the quality of the game. They're going to see that people are buying, like I said, a $70 DLC. That will show Activision and now Microsoft they can do whatever they want and make billions from it. They have already shown that in the last few years, but this is like the cherry on top for them, where they probably will look at this and realize, okay, we can literally just do whatever we want. We can rehash old content. We can just make some slight adjustments that are, you know, make the fans happy. And then what do you know? People are going to pay $70 for it every single year. That is only going to come at the detriment of the quality of Call of Duty. Honestly, my only hope is that Microsoft actually puts some passion into it now that obviously the Activision Blizzard buyout is complete, but we won't be able to determine that for years, unfortunately. I do honestly have a good feeling about Microsoft now owning Call of Duty, because I do think that Microsoft have been very consumer friendly in a lot of the stuff they've done, the Game Pass stuff, having the cheaper alternative of the Xbox Series consoles, for example, despite Microsoft's issues over the years. And don't get me wrong, any company that big, they're always just in it for the money at the end of the day, but they have shown some very good signs over the last probably 3 to 4 years, and it does have me at least a little bit excited to see how they handle Call of Duty. But like I said, we are probably just going to have to wait years to actually determine whether that is a good thing or a bad thing. Regardless whether you agree or disagree, I hope you guys can see where I'm coming from with my concerns in terms of this being quote unquote a $70 movement buff DLC. That is realistically what I see this game as, and don't get me wrong, I don't actually kind of care that much, because I really have just wanted Call of Duty to kind of go in this direction for the last 5 or 6 years, not so much in terms of rehashing the old content, but I just want a old school feeling Call of Duty, and this is probably the most old school feeling one that we've had in a very long time. So I'm not even so much complaining about Modern Warfare 3, I'm actually a bit more keen for it than I was before I played the beta, but I do just think it can set a scary precedent moving forward, and hopefully you guys can see what I mean. Regardless, I'm keen to hear your thoughts, whether you agree or disagree, so be sure to let me know down in the comments. And like I said, be sure to check out the new gaming channel. We are on the way to 1K subscribers, and we will be doing a setup tour, so make sure you don't miss out on that. But with that being said, thank you all very much for watching. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you all out there on the battlefield.